What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Tyson, the Gypsy King Fury. Tyson Fury states that he would like to break all records. Wow. He wants to break all the records. Tyson Fury aiming to leave Floyd, Mayweather, and Mike Tyson behind. Okay, and of course we know Tyson Fury is at the pinnacle of his professional career right now. Originally, Fury had planned to retire after 2 more fights. However, the extended period of lockdown has changed his mind. The WBC heavyweight champ is now looking for the biggest contract in boxing history. Of course, Fury beat Deontay Wilder. Fury is bound to give him the trilogy for his next fight, but there are plans for a unification bout with his fellow countryman Anthony Joshua. Realizing the buzz surrounding his name, Fury has realized that a lot more lucrative options awaits him once his contract with Top Rank expires. Fury had a 5-fight deal for £80 million with Top Rank. Of course, we know he signed in February last year, and he is 3-0 in his contract, having to defeat Tom Schwartz, Otto Wallin, and Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. Okay, so he says this. He says, "I'm coming to the end of my contract with Top Rank." Fury said during an Instagram live session, "I have 2 more fights left with those guys. I want to renew it. I don't want to just walk away after 2 more fights. I'm 31 years old. Like Billy King said, the man who helped with this deal with ESPN and Top Rank, you better get out of the dumpster truck and reserve it back into Tyson Fury's banking account, because that's what he's going to need." Tyson Fury aims to eclipse Floyd Mayweather's record. Okay. Canelo Alvarez holds the record for the highest active contract in boxing history with a 295,000 million pound deal with DAZN. Moreover, Anthony Joshua has also made a noise with his center of $1 billion agreement with Matchroom and Eddie. And Hearn in his DAZN deal. Floyd Mayweather holds the record for the highest contract. His $363 million contract with Showtime back in 2012 is the highest amount of money that a fighter has pocketed in a single contract. However, Fury now wants to break all records once he gets past Wilder and Joshua. There will be multiple promoters awaiting for him in line. He says, "I want to get that big major fight deal. I want to break all records. For a British fighter to go overseas and get the biggest signing record in history, I know that with MTK Global, Top Rank, and Frank Warren, and all of these guys who helped me in between, I know we can make that happen. I know that we can break history with the biggest fight contract in the history of boxing, bigger than Floyd Mayweather, Canelo Alvarez, and Mike Tyson. Bigger than everybody." He say, "I think it's very possible, and I always aim high with my achievements. That's my next aim. After I wipe out the 2 Dawsons in Wilder and Joshua, then the world is my oyster. I want to see the biggest contract come to ESPN or whoever is out there battling to get the Gypsy King on their station." Wow. Look, that was a lot to process. But basically, in a nutshell, Tyson Fury now wants to break records. He wants to break records as far as contract deals and as far as being bankable. And he wants to be the pinnacle. He wants to be that guy that overcomes Floyd Mayweather's contract with £363 million contract. And what do I say to that? Can it happen? I guess anything's possible. But the first thing comes to mind, he says, after I get rid of Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder, you have to really think what other fighters have had the buildup to convince a contract from some network to offer him when he does that. Because the whole appeal would be, sure, it would be getting him if he beat everybody. He would be the man, no doubt about it. But then I think he would need someone that the networks can bank off of, that that would draw the crowd of the public in for Tyson Fury, because once he beats everyone, people will lose steam. Then people will then start looking for someone that could beat him. Now, Floyd went through that same progression. They were just looking for the next possible guy, but there was always at the end of that tunnel Manny Pacquiao, a guy that he hasn't fought, and another bankable commodity with his own fan base and all that good stuff. So it looks rather unrealistic if he's trying to top these guys without someone to help him. Okay, it takes two to tango, people. It takes two. It's not like, hey, I'm this guy, I'm the man, so I'm going to beat everybody, pay me more money than all these other fighters. Well, all these other fighters, see, Canelo had Triple G. Canelo fought Mayweather. Mayweather had Pacquiao. Mayweather had Canelo. Okay, he had these guys, and he had Conor McGregor as a crossover. He had guys that people did scratch their head and think to themselves, well, maybe, just maybe this guy can beat this guy. Well, if he takes it, he's already beat up Wilder. But then if he gets rid of Anthony Joshua and then expecting to get a certain amount of money, a huge record-breaking deal, that's kind of unlikely. I think if I'm Tyson Fury, I would try to get the deal. I would try to hold off on the Joshua fight. Let Joshua fight Alexander Usyk and, of course, his mandatories, the other mandatory. And then I could bait that particular fight within breaking a record, right? In other words, I would use Anthony Joshua's banking commodity to advance my own contract with some other network, given that he wins. Even if he wins or not, he needs someone else to help him get that type of contract. That type of interest has to build, and the only fight that I see that's building is the Joshua fight. So if he's going to do that, I would think he should then, first what he should do, he should take care of the trilogy. He should take care of the trilogy fight. He's already fought twice. That's 4. And then, then he takes care of, that's the 4th fight. And the 5th fight should be Dillian Whyte. Okay? When he fights Dillian Whyte, then his contract with ESPN will be over. Then there's Joshua with all the belts. That's if Joshua can get past Alexander Usyk and Kubrat Pulev, right? So Kubrat Pulev and Alexander Usyk has been taken care of by the hands of Anthony Joshua. What does that do to Anthony Joshua's stock? It rises also. So both of these guys are doing this at the same time, right? He's beat Deontay Wilder again. He's taken care of his mandatory because Dillian Whyte's been complaining for the longest time, right? And if he does that, then at the end of the rainbow, he can convince someone, Showtime, ESPN probably again, DAZN, someone, Saudi Arabia, some type of investors like that, and hey, hold it here and we'll give you $400 million because that was mentioned before. He could do and go that route when that happens, because that would be some bait. That would be an interest to want to pay this man this amount of money because he is the WBC heavyweight lineal champion king, Gypsy King, right? But then he's fighting the other unified guy that has taken care of his mandatories and knocked out Kubrat Pulev and defeated Alexander Usyk and his he will be tested and be back where he needs to be, and nothing marketable has ever declined from Anthony Joshua. Okay, it only inclined. So that fight would be the fight to happen. So at that point, I think he could get maybe a equal or greater contract to these guys that he wants to surpass. But anyway, that's my counterpunch on that. You guys tell me what you think about Tyson Fury's statements. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunched. Peace.